Assalamu alaikum,
Assalamu
family.
alaikum, fam.
Assalamu alaikum. And welcome once again to Thinking Thursday. That's right. It
Thinking
is
Thursday.
Thinking Thursday. That day where we gonna activate our minds and think about things that we need to be doing,
Okay.
things that we need to be thinking about. So it
Thinking.
is Thinking Thursday, and we thank you for tuning in with us, either now or in the future. We appreciate you all for tuning in with us, and we thank everybody that comes out and is actually repeat. And you all come out every week, and we really do appreciate
Thank you, fam.
that you all do come out and spend time with us. But as always, if you've been with us for a while, you know how we gonna do it. We gonna do that theme song first. All right. So just give us 1 second to cue it up. For those of y'all who don't know, that was made by yours truly, your little brother right here. I made that music right there. All praise to Allah. So, brothers and sisters, you know that one reason that we actually play this song is so that we can ask for you all that just for one moment. We're not gonna be long today, but we asking that you are not, if you're not a subscriber to the Final Call digital edition, that we definitely want you to subscribe to that, because in this hour we already know we're looking at different news mediums everywhere, and they telling different stories, and we already know that there's corporate news bought and paid for. So, brothers and sisters, with that, we definitely need news that we can rely on, news that we can trust. And the Final Call is that place. So, if you haven't got your subscription to the Digital Final Call, we definitely ask that you do that, and that you can do that at www.finalcalldigital.com. Also, if you're in the Tucson area, your brother and my son, who you see sitting over there, we'll be glad to actually bring that paper to your door. That's right, we'll be glad to bring that paper to your door. The physical copy of the Final Call. All praise is due to Allah. We are back out on the street, and you should be seeing us more. But if not, definitely adopt you a Muslim, okay? All right, adopt you a Muslim so you can get that paper. But if not, like we said, subscribe to the Digital Final Call. And also, brothers and sisters, in an hour like this, more than money, more than the other things, we need divine guidance. We need to know how to navigate through this situation spiritually, mentally, how we should be eating, how we should be thinking. Well, brothers and sisters, for those that don't know, we definitely present to you store.finalcall.com, your resource for truth, your resource for wisdom and understanding, coming through the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Whatever you're dealing with, I can almost guarantee you that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has dealt with a subject that touched right into it, whether it's marriage, if you want to procreate on purpose, whatever it may be, on purpose. That's right. If you just actually would give the Final Call a call at 773-602-1230 and let them know, hey, I'm looking for something on this subject. They'll be glad to actually pick up something for you so that they can help you through that situation. And
y'all can call Brother Dawood or DM him, because of course he worked at the Final Call for 2.5 years.
Respectful Life
Bookstore for 2.5 years, listening to lecture after lecture after lecture. And he's got so much in that head. So if you can't get through to the Final Call, they won't give you the time that you need to kind of go through your mind on what you need, then I say DM my husband because he's an awesome source.
And they will give you that time, of course. But if you want to DM your brother, feel free to do that. All right. And also, we ask brothers and sisters that you support us. As you know, that everything that we're doing helps us move closer toward actually building the Love My Kidneys Foundation. My wife is healing from kidney failure, and it will help us to build that. We actually want to make accessible a center. We actually in the process of getting the funds to do what we need to do to get the Love My Kidneys Foundation, which will be a center that will introduce alternative healing modalities
Right.
for people that's dealing with kidney failure. Your Reikis, your Qi guns, your acupunctures, things like that, your herbalism, and just different things, a variety of things like that. So anything that you purchase from us, part of that purchase does go to help us to move forward with the Love My Kidneys Foundation. So brothers and sisters, if you would like to do that, you can do that. You can actually do that by supporting us on our online store, which is www.etsy.com/shop/Nafeeza, Nafeezah Ali. That's right, Etsy.com/shop/Nafeeza Ali. If you got a cash app and you just want to donate, you can do that at $ the Queen of Rap, WRAP 19, the Queen of Rap 19. Again, that helps us in our effort to actually build this Love My Kidneys Foundation. Anything that you can help us with, we do appreciate. If you want to, give us some information, some resources, things you want to tell us about grants, you could DM us here, or inbox us, however you say it, private message. You can do that right here on my LLC. We got a couple of pages, so you can do that here and get in contact with us. Well, brothers and sisters, that's enough of that. We ask for your support. If you find any value in what we're doing, then if you would support, then we really appreciate you all support in anything that we are doing. We appreciate your time, and if you find value in this, then definitely want to communicate with you as we're going through this show. It's not just our platform. We want to talk to you, and we want to engage with you. So if you got any questions, you want to say anything, you just want to say amen. Then brothers and sisters, you can go ahead and put that in the chat. Well, we want to build the foundation for this conversation, and so we're going to play a piece of a lecture by the Honorable Lord Farrakhan talking about living our life on purpose, which is actually our subject for today. Definitely need to be living a purposeful life, and we need to find that purpose if you haven't already. So we're going to play a little bit of that, and then we'll get back and we'll jump right on in, and we welcome your comments and whatever you got to say about it. Please let us know, because it's dialogue. This is not just like a talk show. This is fireside chat. That's why we always use that. It's a fireside chat. It's family to family, friend to friend, face to face. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm your brother Dawood. If you didn't know, also known as Karthrell Muhammad. This is my beautiful wife, Sister Nafeeza Ali, also known as Natalie Muhammad. That's my beautiful son right there, Brother Jami Muhammad. He don't have no other name.
That's right.
Jami Muhammad.
Was born free.
He was born free.
Free.
Good morning. Good morning. My beautiful father is listening in with us, and we thank you, Dad, for tuning in. Carlos, we appreciate you for tuning in. Good morning. Peace be unto you. Blessings to everyone. Yes. We thank you for tuning in once again. So we're going to jump right into that lecture. There's about 8 minutes, okay, which is set the basis for our conversation, and then we'll come back and we'll get into that conversation. Okay, so here we go.
Duty is determined by God's aim and purpose for our creation. Therefore, it is written in the Holy Quran that Allah created nothing without an aim or purpose.
Right.
Failure to fulfill the purpose of our creation nullifies our right to exist. I'm going to repeat that.
Repeat that.
To fulfill the purpose for our creation nullifies our right to exist. Now, I'm going to ask a question. Do you think that God, in creating us, had in his mind that we are born to be the slaves of white people? Answer.
No.
Oh, no? Did God have in mind, if we're not to be the slave of white people, are we to be the slaves of anyone? That is not his aim and that is not his purpose. That if you function as a slave, if you function as a servant of your enemy, then by that very function you have nullified your right to exist in the universe that God created, and you stand at the doorway of death. I hear black people say sometimes, they say, how you doing, man? He says, I'm just existing. I'm just existing. No, beloved, you're not existing. To exist means to have a state of being. And in order to have a state of being, you must be in accord with the nature in which you are created. Otherwise, you are out of existence. Though you are, yet you are not. Though you're present, yet you are absent. Because you are not carrying out your duty, you're not carrying out your function, you're not living in accord with the nature in which God created you. Therefore, you forfeit the right to extract out of this material universe with its spiritual counterpart the necessary nourishment for your mind and your soul. God will never nourish you to grow into what you and I must ultimately become if we fail to justify our existence by being ourselves. And so the greatest teaching that Almighty God Allah gave to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to give to us was 6 words: accept your own and be yourself.
All praises to Allah.
Be you.
Right.
To really have joy in your
Beautiful.
life, what will produce joy? See, it's the fulfillment of purpose. God didn't create you to stand on the corner. No. Listen now, this serious. Yo. Hey, baby. Oh, she sure is fine, ain't she? I mean, that's so beneath your purpose in life.
Speak, Brother Minister.
And because, listen to me carefully now, because you don't know even why you were born, you don't know your purpose in life, yet everything that God created, he created it for a purpose. And it is the fulfillment of its purpose that justifies its existence. So when you don't know why you're here, you can't justify being here. So you just hang. What's going on, man? I don't know. Where's the party, baby? See, People that have purpose for their life don't waste time.
That's true.
Time is what God has given to all of us, and it is how we use that time that we are required to be judged for. Party your life away. That's not what you're here for. So when you don't have a purpose for your life,
you can be used.
And you're black, your life has already been devalued. But when you think you're set, you find yourself upset because you've never really been set in the nature of God and in the nature in which He created you. So your purpose in life, you don't even know what it is. Everything that God created, He created it with a purpose. And the human being is the greatest of God's creation. But isn't it tragic that you don't know why you're here?
Yes.
The birds know. The bees know. The trees know. Even a small thing as a gnat has a purpose and fulfills it. But we are the greatest of God's creation and don't know even why we're here. That's very sad. Well, I'm here to get an education. And I get an education, I get me a good job. Working for who? Well, it don't make no difference who I work for. Long as I get paid. When I get paid, I'm set. Got my 401k and played the stock market. I'm pretty good. I get a little shaky sometimes when the stock keeps slipping. All these things that you think have real value. What happens if the stock market falls and the dollar is weakening every day, so you don't have the money?
Yes, sir. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
That's beautiful.
Duty is just
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, family, for listening in with that. Oh, sorry. Thank you, family, for listening in with that. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, I got it now. All right, sorry, y'all. Yeah, we wanted to set the base of that conversation so that we can actually talk about living a purposeful life. You know, I speak last because I usually do take a little time in the beginning, but I think and I know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has set a great foundation for this conversation. So, brothers and sisters, once again, if you have something and your thoughts that you want to talk about, you know, then you can jump right on in. I'm gonna allow my beautiful wife and Son to say a few things, and then I chime in last. But if you got something to say, definitely put it in the chat. Put it in the chat about what do you think about living a purposeful life and your life having purpose. Do you believe that? How do you see that?
Right. So we're gonna let you go before beauty. Is that how that goes?
We all beautiful. Handsome and beautiful.
All right. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am having a wonderful day myself.
All right.
But as we were listening to the minister, he said that if you're not fulfilling your purpose, then you nullify your reason, you nullify your existence, because you don't have a reason to be here because you're not fulfilling your purpose. And I think really that's why a lot of youth are really upset. They think they're upset at their parents, or upset at past trauma and stuff. That's true, but what's really making you upset is that you don't see anything else to do. And that's why I hear the term, you got to die sometime from something. And they do whatever and don't care where it leads them, unfortunately. So you have to find out what your purpose is. And part of that, as Brother Ben X has said, and we continue to learn your niche, like what are your talents? What do you like to do? It can help you, make income, but also make sure it's something you enjoy doing. Don't use your talent that you really don't want to use for monetary purposes. That's not fun, because then you get into this whole cycle of like feeling like it's a job. It shouldn't feel like a job. You should want to do it for free, even if somebody didn't give you money, and then the money will start flowing in. But I'm playing.
No, you're good.
But yeah, you have to find out what your purpose is. A part of it is you have to pray and ask God, like, what's your purpose? And he'll reveal it to you over, little signs and people and etc. It's not going to be, occasionally it can be instant, but most times it ain't instant. He reveals it to you over little segments. So you have to, it's going to be in God's time, not your time. And that's where a lot of us get dissatisfied, because we're not patient with ourselves or with God.
That's true.
And I'm still finding out my purpose, myself. Right now, that's all I have to say.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Beautiful.
The youth is the truth.
The youth is the truth.
Absolutely.
Very beautiful. I'm grateful. First of all, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Praying you all are so good out there and having an awesome day. Today is, of course, Thinking Thursday. So we know on Thursdays we be, using our brains to do a bunch of thinking. And today we want to think about, our purpose and living our life on purpose. And one of the things that I found when I came into the Nation of Islam, I came in the nation when I was about 20, 21. And so, of course, at that age, you're really still discovering who you are. And so, of course, I was taught, as I was growing up, I believe Martin Luther King said it, but my mom would remind us, if you're going to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper you can be. Whatever it is that you're going to be, or whatever it is that you're doing in life, you always give it your all, because that's what you're doing at that point in time. But I think as we grow as children, and as we teach children, if we teach them that their sole purpose is to serve God, in all their ways, then whatever they venture out to do, which is the cultivate the gifts that God put within them, it will still be in that purpose, right? The purpose will still be to serve God. If we are not serving God, then we have nullified our existence to live. Of course, when I was growing up and didn't have these teachings, it was about partying. It was about getting yours. You got to get your money, and you got to, fit in with everybody else and do these things, but that was not living. What I thought was fun could have gotten me killed, going to the club by myself, because I wanted to party and nobody else was around to go party with me. So I'm out at 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning by myself, drinking, and then get in a car and drive back home. That's not a purposeful life. That's I'm on a mission to hurt myself kind of life, but we think it's fun. So when we instill in our children and then we surround them, keep them in an environment with other people who have that same purpose. But see, what happens is we teach one thing at home and then we send them out into a world that is completely opposite of what we're teaching them. And then they want to fit in because they have not accepted that purpose and we haven't created the environment to fulfill the purpose, right? So we have to be able to do that, do a better job of that, and even with ourselves, staying in that environment. But my point is, when I came into the Nation of Islam when I was 21, the very first lecture that I heard by Minister Farrakhan was the Black Agenda. And it was like, there's a Black agenda? I had no idea that it was a Black agenda. I just thought we was all individually trying to get ours, So I learned at that age that was really my purpose. My purpose was to serve God, but to help bring about a Black agenda, to help bring awareness to who we are, to learn who I am, because I didn't know. I mean, I had a great auntie, Auntie Annette, who taught us about our Black history. So I'm not saying I was ignorant. Emmett Till's mother was my teacher. So and Miss Turner, who, these were some great women, and I didn't have any Black male teachers. That's probably a lot of people's story. But the point is, it's not that I wasn't aware of Black history, but I didn't know there was an agenda. I didn't know that we should be trying to unite, and become one with one another so that we can remove the evil from our planet and bring forth the kingdom of God. So when I met Minister Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam, Allah gave me purpose for my life. And that has been my life journey. Not saying that, of course, I didn't do some stupid things along the way, because of course, I did, but my purpose never left my mind, and so we have to live our lives on purpose, even in the midst of what I'm going through in healing. My life still has purpose. Allah allowed that to happen in my life so that I can reach out to other people and say, hey, you still have purpose. There's a reason for your being. There's a reason for your life. And when we live in that purpose, I mean, live in our purpose, you are talking about joy. Even through the trials and the tribulations, there's joy, there's harmony, there is peace in the midst of all of that. So I think we have to, as a family, we're all still on lockdown in the Nation of Islam. I know some people, other people in the country are doing it, but we have instructions, and because we are a structured, an organized structure, a nation, we have a general who is wise, and he has told us shelter in place. So while we sheltered in place, and I can't touch y'all, I can't get out there and talk to y'all, I can't sell my jewelry out in the street like I used to, where I can really, share my purpose with other people. We come to you live, on Facebook, and I'm grateful to Allah for this opportunity, because we're not bottling it all in. We're not able to well, that's not really the word I'm trying to say, but my point is this, sometimes you got to think before you speak. You should do that all the time. Think 5 times before you speak, and try to make sure that you're giving out correct and good information, fam. But my point is that I want to help all of us, whoever I can touch, know that you are here on purpose. God chose you for a specific reason. And if you don't know what that reason is, it's okay. But connect with the creator of the universe so that you can understand that your purpose is to serve him. And once you start serving God in your life, meaning I'm going to preserve this body that he has given to me, I'm going to take care of this vessel that he dwells within. Once we do that, then he will start giving you avenues of things that you can do to fulfill your specific purpose in life, right? So that is something that I'm so grateful for the Nation of Islam, and of course my beautiful mother and father, who have given me purpose, given me reasons, to do what it is that I do, to have this beautiful young man that Allah put in my life when he was 8 years old, and to help bring him up to be a very humble and beautiful young man, you know and one day the greatness is just going to pour out, because that's what Allah is putting into our youth, if we would just allow them to grow in purpose and assist them along their way, and stop condemning them for what it is, and who it is that they become that because we haven't given them purpose, or they haven't found the purpose, because some parents are really teaching it, and sometimes the children just got to get out there and get bumped on the head. But trust that you've done your part and you just keep doing it. Don't stress yourself out, parents. You give it, and Allah gives the abundance. Allah gives the increase. But we give what we give from our hearts, and we strive to give our children purpose. Even if there's a young man or young woman on your block that you see is going the wrong direction, let them know they have purpose. And the more that we can make our young people creative and what did I say? To let them to be less destructive, they need to be
more
creative, constructive.
Right.
I'm trying to rhyme. Y'all get that? I'm trying to rhyme over here. The queen of rap. Okay. Anyway, that's what I really wanted to say about that. Is we have to start focusing more on our youth, whether they be our individual children or they be the children in our neighborhood or just a child that we see, just not judgmental, but, being loving and letting them know that they have purpose. They are here for a reason. Don't end your life. Don't throw away your life, because what God put in you, what Allah put in you is great. The minister said that this is the greatest generation. They're fearless, but they're fearless without purpose, and that can be destructive. And our enemy knows how to use that. So, brothers, we have to be out here. You all have to be out here, 'cause I ain't no brother, but you all have to be out here, with our young people, and protecting the community. We really need that, and that is part of the purpose. But I'm not going to go all on that. I said basically what I wanted to say, that we do have purpose. Our youth has purpose. Don't give up on our youth. Don't give up on yourself. If nobody else tell you I love you, God loves you more. And there are people out here that are praying for you. You are the answer to someone's prayer. But we got to do this on purpose.
Family, one critical aspect of the scripture, it says to train up the child in the way that it should go. Then when it is old, it won't stray from that way.
Right.
So that means that not only does the creator have a specific purpose for that child, that you should have some type of destination for that child as well. Not just that the child is born and they're in your life and I'm going to look and I'm going to see. No, you should be saying that we need a doctor in our family. We need a lawyer in our family. We need a teacher in our family. We need a businessman in our family. We need a businesswoman. We need, an engineer. We need those types of things. And you have to set a goal. That's a setting a goal for your family. setting a goal for your children, and then helping them to work on that goal. I heard Brother Will Smith tell a beautiful story. Now, I want you to think about this with me. He said that his father bought a broken down business. It was in disrepair, the building was. And every day after school, they would come and they put down every brick in that building until that building was back in repair. And then they saw the beauty of it after that, and they went on to make that business a success. That was that man training those children to be and live life on purpose, to have a destination, to have a legacy. And he was training them into getting into their own legacy. Right. And you have to have, and we have to have a legacy for our children. Your child is the answer to prayers of your ancestors, the prayers of yourself for change. They are the answer for that, but you have to have knowledge. You and me have to have wisdom and understanding in order to be able to guide our children on a straight way to help them. Meaning that if you see that they're great artists, don't say, oh, they're great artists. Teach them, give them avenues to express that art. Right. Like our dear brother Carter J's mom, she put them in an environment where that can grow, and that brother and his twin develop great skills to act. The brother can draw, he can paint, he can speak. I mean, and he's done so many things, brothers and sisters. So we not only have to live, we are given a divine purpose, but we have to live purposeful lives, meaning that you have to be directing the path in which your life is going to go. Many of us get in the rat race. We get in the rat race of life. I'm going to work. I'm going to school. I'm going to do this and do that. Yeah. But we are in that movement, in that moment. We just get caught up in that, and we never even think about our dreams anymore. We never even think about our prior aspirations anymore. Right. We never even think about nothing else to do other than going to work, and that becomes our life. And then usually if we work long enough, we retire and die a few years after that. That is not God's purpose for you and for me. You and I were set on this earth for a divine purpose, a divine reason, and Almighty God has put something in you and in me that he hasn't put in anybody else in that same exact way. Right. When he created you, when he created me, he created us on purpose and with a purpose, and we should live our life in accordance with and trying to find out what that purpose is. It says that the most rich place in the world, you would think it's a city. You would think it's a bank. You would think something like that. No, they say the richest place in the world is the graveyard, because so many have died with ideas and visions in their mind that they never did manifest because they put their own foot in their own way. They put doubt in their own way. They put self-hatred in their own way. They let setbacks get in their way. They didn't have the tenacity or the drive to push forward to make that vision, that goal, a reality. Right. And we have to begin now to really sit down with a pen and a piece of paper And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that some of the ways that you find out what your purpose is that the things that come easy to you. So you may be a great singer. That's one of your gifts. You may be a great writer. That's one of your gifts. But the question is, who are you singing for? Who are you writing for? What is the purpose behind your gift? Bob Marley, beautiful brother. This brother was of the mind that he could heal people with his music. Did you hear what I said? Literally healed them with the songs that he brought forth from his mind by the power of Allah.
Right.
Look at the difference. Some of us, we're using our music just to get out of the ghetto, just to get out of the circumstances that we're in. And that may be the initial start, but it should be that this music is going to have a purpose because the enemy got a purpose for it. The enemy got a purpose for your music. And so he's using people like Cardi B. He's using them to demoralize women.
Right.
He's using them to demoralize men. Now, whether they want to acknowledge or realize it or not, and they could talk about how hypocritical people are, now I'm going to show you the hypocrisy of it. Because she made the song WAP. I'm not condemning, I'm just showing you something. She made the song WAP and then said she would never let her daughter listen to it. So that it lets you know right there that she put her child on a higher standard than everybody else. She put her family on a higher standard than everybody else. Your daughter can listen to it. Your cousin, your niece, your sons, they can listen to it, but I don't want mine to listen to it. So the question is, why did you make it in the first place? See, we got to stop living just for the dollar.
Right.
And we have to live on purpose for our divine purpose of exactly why we're here. We need to find it out. We search for everything else. Why don't you search within to find out what it is that Almighty God Allah has for you? Living a purposeful life.
Right.
And your and my life has a purpose. Your life has purpose, brothers and sisters. I want to hear from you. What do you think? What do you have to say about living this purposeful life?
Let me give a definition from the dictionary on that. It says purpose, the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. The second one, a person's sense of resolve or determination. And I really like that one because, what are we resolved about and what is our determination? But I want to let us look at something from our enemy's perspective. Okay. So this might be a little controversial, which, I'm okay in that water. So please come on. Let's dialogue, fam. But let's look at our enemy. And if you don't know who our enemy is, it's the person and the people that are killing us and creating policies that destroy our lives. Okay. So let's be clear who the enemy is. It is not a devil under the ground. He has not done as much damage. He has done no damage to us. But the white man on this earth is causing damage, havoc, and wreaking mayhem all across our planet. So, what is his purpose? What is his purpose? If you look at what he's doing, his purpose is to destroy us. His purpose is to keep us away from the God that created us. And he is living his life on purpose.
Indeed.
His purpose is to get the most out of the years that he have on this planet.
Come on now.
And he is living his purpose. Look at the fine homes that they live in. Look at these big old buildings that they, have businesses in. Look at the generational wealth that they leave to their children, the estates. They living on purpose. They intend to help one another. They living on purpose. So it's like when you look at what the enemy of God is doing, he's living on purpose, fam. And the messenger said the only reason the white man exists is because we keep thinking about him. And I was like, man, once we really, because it's going to happen, once we really get into our purpose, once we start living our lives on purpose, be intentional about establishing the kingdom of God, being intentional about helping one another in business, being intentional about helping one come out of a state of confusion. We already know that Black excellence is supreme. And once we start giving that to ourselves, see, we've been running, trying to give it to the white man, trying to prove to him that, we're okay and we're good and we're this. And come on, let's give it to ourselves.
Come on now.
We done built this country. We done built it and we done did all of this for everybody else.
Come on now.
Now let's live on purpose for ourselves.
Come on now.
I'm excited about the greatness that will come from us.
Come on now.
But we got to do this thing on purpose, y'all. We got to really do it on purpose because our enemy is doing that. And not only is he doing it, he's convinced others in the world to do it.
That's right. That's right.
He's taught the whole world to hate us.
Come on now. And taught us to hate ourselves.
And taught us to hate ourselves.
Come on now. We
living in a new day, though. We're living in the day where you got Sister Nafiza over here. You got Brother Dawood over here. You got Brother John Me over here. You got Minister Ishmael. Ishmael. Y'all know what I'm saying. Okay, I'm kind of like Brother Ben on that. I might mess a name up every now and again. But we got Brother Daryl and Macon. We got great brothers and sisters. We got new, brothers and sisters coming into this knowledge. Brother Juan Carlos. We got people on the planet that's helping and living this purposeful life. So let's surround ourselves with people who are doing that. If you're in an environment that's negative, then you have to find a new environment. And it's easier now to find a new environment because you don't have to go outward to look for it. The internet is full of positive people doing positive things, and if you know that going to the club is hurting you, and I know some people like, it's just a club. Okay. And that lifestyle, unfortunately, is harmful to you, whether you want to believe it or not. Consuming large amounts of alcohol, smoking marijuana, those things are not helping you alone in your life. It feels like it's a fix, because it takes your mind away from what it is that may be hurting you. But in order that's not healing you. That's an illusion. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So in order to be in reality, to find the healing, you have to go to the source, and that source is God. That source is Allah, the creator of your being, the spirit that dwells within you, and all of us, fam, never want to come across as self-righteous. But I just want you to know that I found something that works. And it would be wrong for me to find something that works and not share it with you.
Come on now.
I would be looking at you kind of crazy if you found something that worked and you didn't share it with me.
Come on now.
So I'm just the auntie lady. And, auntie lady want to be real with you. I want you all to, make comments and share your thoughts. They're important. Even if you drop a line and leave out, the chat room, but you just wanted to share your thought for a moment. We appreciate that. You know, even if you watch this after the live, still make your comments because we receive those, you know, and it helps fuel us to, you know, be able to give more and more good content, and share what the God has put on our hearts, you know, to share with you. Tommy, did you want to share anything else, or honey, did you want to share anything else?
If you got something to say, say it.
No, you good? Okay.
Y'all basically kind of hit the baseball.
But you got so much in you, son. But okay, we'll get to you next time.
You know, family, look, let me show you something that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us. He said that the ghetto is not a place. He said that the ghetto is in your mind. He said because you can clean up the ghetto and make it, of course, look pristine and clean again. But what we're seeing when we in the ghetto is the state of mind of many of our people. Now, I'm not saying that's all of us, but what I am saying, it is a lot of us. And that is because we're not living life on purpose. Now, when we were coming up out of slavery, and you've seen towns like Black Wall Street, and you've seen the 60 towns, the towns like in Atlanta where the Black community was thriving. They were living life on purpose, and they created communities and environments for Black excellence to strive and thrive and grow. And this is what we have to do. Look, brothers and sisters, all of us are not without finance. But what's happening is that a lot of us, we don't put our finance back to where we come from. We would rather move out where everybody else is instead of doing what Booker T. Washington said. He said, drop your bucket down where you live. See, there's nothing wrong with the hood, and the truth of the matter is that's the purpose of regentrification right there. It's showing you there's nothing wrong with the hood. We're coming back to build up the hood, and then you want to go out and move where they are.
Right.
You didn't want to invest your money, your time, your effort, your abilities in your own community. We give our mind power to everybody else other than ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody. Once again, I'm not making sweeping indictments as though nobody's doing nothing. Not saying that, because there's many that's doing something. But what I'm saying is that Black Wall Street can live again. What I'm saying is the influential environments that we created in many other cities, they can live and breathe again if we would just unite, brothers and sisters. We can't allow titles to separate us. We can't allow religion to separate us, because we're dying out here on these streets, and we need to unite now more than ever before. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in his powerful book, Message to the Black Man, if you don't have it, you should get it, said that our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. Brothers and sisters, if you look at the Million Man March, which was a sign of how things can be, you had 2 million Black men on the mall. Jami, drop that link for that Million Man March in the chat. The Million Man March, so you can see it. We had 2 million Black men on the mall. We didn't spend a dollar, nickel, quarter, or dime, and that impact was felt all over the United States, because whether you know it or not, brothers and sisters, we are the backbone of this economy. $1.6 trillion go out of our pocket, and we're only capturing 1% of those monies. money stay only 6 hours in our community, brothers and sisters. It's not that we're broke, it is that we're separated and we're not living life on purpose, meaning it is my purpose for me to have a decent place to live. It is my purpose for my children to have a good educational system. It is my purpose for us to have a good food supply. It is my purpose for us to have a good water supply. We can't rely on the government to do it. We got to rely on us to do it, because they showing us every step of the way that they won't, they don't want to, they don't desire to do it. So we cannot wait on them any longer. We have to do it ourselves.
Right.
Get up, you mighty nation. Accomplish what you will.
Right.
Put your money where your mouth is. Stop moving out of the hood. Invest in the hood. Change the reality of where you live. Change the reality of where you are. If you don't like the school system, get in there and change it. If you don't like the neighborhood, get in there and change it. You and I have been given the God-given right, the God-given power to change the reality of how we live.
That's right.
We've been
Absolutely.
given that power.
Absolutely.
We can't sit around and wait on nobody to do it. We got to get up off our lazy back and do it ourselves.
Well, they have a purpose, you know.
That's a purpose
they're
that's
living,
worthy
right,
of living for.
right.
Aren't you tired of the shooting? Aren't you tired of police brutality? Aren't you tired of the miseducation? Well, God's given you the ability to change it.
Right.
He said, I'm not going to help you until you help yourself. The Quran says, I won't change the condition of a people until they change themselves. In other words, if you're not going to be involved with your own liberation and salvation, then why would God intervene? He has intervened, but why should he put more effort than you? And he's given you the power and me the power and us the power to change reality. But the truth is, we're faithless. I'm going to say it again. We're faithless. We don't have the faith necessary to make the change. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things yet not seen. Where there is no vision, the people perish, and there is no vision among us.
Not enough.
David, not enough.
Not enough.
And we're not listening to the visionaries.
And I think, can I say something, you know, just kind of chime in to what you're saying is it's a lot of individuals out here with great ideas, and a lot of individuals who are striving to do something greater and better for our community. It's too many of us on the sidelines talking about them and not helping, you know, in the resurrection of our people, right? Everybody, where the nation at? Where the nation at? You know, what the nation not doing this? And, you know, it's a brother that came out of prison in Chicago that's trying to clean up the streets. But you get people on his feed. Well, he didn't do this and he said that. And, you know, it's a lot of people that's talking about what other people that are doing, talking about them, bringing them down instead of helping. I remember one time, it was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I believe it was a Savior's Day, or it might have been the Holy Day of Atonement. But anyway, I was getting ready to go out. This was in my Vanguard years, and I saw this brother, and I told him, I said, "Brother, you coming out to hear Minister Farrakhan today?" And he said, "You know, Minister Farrakhan, all right, but he ain't no Malcolm. He don't get the men together like Malcolm did." I said, "Brother, that's because you won't come along. Brother, you not coming to help, right? You sitting on the sideline saying what other people not doing. And whatever you saying may be true, but maybe they can do it if you would come and help them to do it. You know, the minister said about a table, he was holding up one end of the table. And instead of us, you know, looking and saying, man, he sure is stumbling with that table, go and pick up the other side. You know, we can sit around all day long and say what, you know, one is not doing. We have to become the miracle. You know, we have to become the change that we're looking for. And my husband has said that, you know, often, that we have to be that change. And whatever level that is for you, then participate. But we can no longer continue to be on our own personal island and then expect change in the world, right? Because if we're on our island, we go to work, we go home, we, you know, we're right here, but we don't reach out with our resources to help others. I posted something not too long ago, you know, 10 ways to help a Black business without spending a dime. You know, it doesn't cost money all the time to help build our communities back up. It's time and energy and love and passion that we can give to one another to help bring our community up. And we do all have a responsibility to make that happen. And the reason we have a responsibility is the same as the bees. Every bee in that hive has a responsibility.
That's right.
Whether it's to bring honey, whether it's to protect the queen, you know, whatever their position is, they all have one. There is no bee that has no purpose.
Come on now.
There's no ant that doesn't have purpose. And so we all have that purpose and we all have that responsibility. And the more and the even if you, I'm gonna say it like this. My brother Flip, whom I loved and love to this day, even though he's no longer with us, um, was an alcoholic and a drug abuser. But even in that, my brother would give you the shirt off his back. Whatever you needed, he would do it. You know, he was a carpenter and he knew how to fix things. He knew how to fix cars. And in his own little way, he knew how to fix people. So he, in his own way, had purpose and gave back. You know, he gave back with the love and the care that he had for one another. He didn't have enough love for himself. And that's why he harmed himself. But no matter what your condition is, you still have purpose. You still have a way to give back to the community. And what you'll notice is once you start giving back, once you start, you know, just going around cleaning up your neighborhood, it's going to be somebody say, you know what? I think you need some plastic bags, baby. Oh, young man, here, I think you need some gloves when you pick that up. And then somebody else will say, you need some help with that. See, it's just one person making one move that can create a whole nother world. And I thought what you said, you know, about, you know, how gentrification comes in and shows us how the ghetto can become beautiful. And we should take that lesson. And all of these things, fam, is on, it's enough for everybody to do something.
That's right.
Whether you're one of the new entrepreneurs on the scene, if that's not your deal, you don't want to do all that. Then you be the one to clean up the neighborhood. You be the one that, you know, make sure that the senior citizens have water. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do what we can do on the level that we can do it on. But live our lives on purpose. We can't keep sitting around drinking our lives away, smoking our lives away, partying our lives away as if we have been given a guarantee that we're going to be here tomorrow.
Right. It's just so much more to life than that. I'm gonna let my son speak.
Oh, we passed that.
Well, let me say this last thing. But it's on the same note. You know, really, the people that's, you know, doing things to take their life away, your purpose has to stop being what the white man taught you, which is, you know, you gonna go to heaven. Like, cause I hear too many black people saying that I'm gonna go to heaven and in the sky and I'm gonna die and I'm gonna be okay. No, you're not. Like, because number one, we ain't had nobody coming from the other side talking about, yeah, this is exactly what's gonna happen. None of that. All I can tell you is you already know when you about to, you know, God forbid, but if you're near death, of course you don't want to die. Like, are you trying to fight as much as you can to stay here? Which shows you that you should be trying to fight to stay here and fight to find your purpose. And when you find it, you know, fight like hell to fulfill your purpose.
Right.
And you know, expect disappointment, rejection, but in the end, you will be successful. Because my dad made a video on TikTok said success is a lonely journey, and it kind of is, because you know, you have the people around you in your circle that's positive or whatever, but every not positive. Like because like Les Brown has said, like people got to say in statistics, people got to say no 7 times before they say yes. I'm like,
Right.
right. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, just, you know, we about to wrap it up. But again, your comments are very valuable to us, even if you comment after this show. I just want you to know, and we want you to know, that you are valuable. We want you to know that you are loved. First by God, and then his Christ and apostle. And you have to love yourself too. Brothers and sisters, you are more valuable than you realize. You and I and we are the answer to somebody's prayer. We are the change that we're looking for. We are the miracle that we're waiting to happen. So, brothers and sisters, it's not a question of what can I do. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, don't ask what needs to be done. He said, just get up and do something.
Right.
Make a change in your way. You're not going to change everybody, but make the change that you can, that I can, and we can. You know, live your life on purpose. Well, brothers and sisters, that's all we have for you right now. With this on Mindspark Creations, we're going to have another show, Love My Kidneys, and about another hour. What time?
It's 9:37.
Yeah, so at 10:30 Mountain Standard Time, 10:30 Mountain Standard Time, we're going to be over on Love My Kidneys. And our topic today is going to be...
We're going to have a fireside chat.
We're going to have a fireside chat.
What you want to talk about, fam? What you want to talk about? We know we're going to talk about loving our kidneys and about health and wellness, you know, and how to preserve this beautiful life that we have been given. So definitely come and share with us. And, you know, you can bring some topics with you that you want me to touch on, questions from previous shows, things of that nature. But just come on by and let's have a chat.
Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in, brothers and sisters. If you found any value in what we said today, if you got any questions, you can DM us or inbox us or PM us, whatever language you want to use. You can contact us, because we're not just here to talk. Anything that we have of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we're willing to share with you. You know, but we definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Mindspark Creations LLC on YouTube. You can follow and subscribe here as well on Mindspark Creations, and we're streaming live on Farrakhan in Tucson. You can subscribe there as well. So, brothers and sisters, definitely you know, like, subscribe, share this information with those who you know that need it. We'll have this up on the podcast a little bit later on, God willing. So we thank you for tuning in. We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. As our brother Jake says, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. God loves you most of all. But and lastly, what we always say is continue to let the spark in your mind create a new reality. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Hotep. Peace to you all, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Brother Carlos, we appreciate you, and you have a blessed day. And you know, if you see that this was something valuable, please share with those who you would like for them to hear this. Okay? If you got any questions, feel free to DM us. Assalamu alaikum.